There is a $300,000 mistake hiding inside the smartest money move you think you are making. You max out your 401k every single year. You feel responsible, you feel ahead, and the entire time, you are quietly handing away a fortune that should have been yours. Banks love this mistake. Wall Street counts on it. And almost nobody will explain it to you because the people who profit from it are the same people who run it. So before you send one more dollar into that account, watch this all the way through. Because by the end, you are going to understand the funding order that quietly builds an extra $300,000 for retirement without you saving a single extra dollar. Here is the truth. Most people get backwards. Point 1. Maxing your 401k first is not the smart move. It is the lazy move, dressed up as discipline. Here's what nobody tells you. Every dollar you put into a 401k is a dollar you cannot touch until you are 59.5 years old. Pull it out before then, and the IRS hits you with a 10% penalty on top of regular income tax. That is not a savings account. That is a locked vault, and you do not hold the only key. Now think about your real life. A job loss, a medical bill, a car that dies in the worst possible month, a roof that finally gives out. These things do not wait for you to turn 59. And if all your money is trapped behind a penalty wall, you end up doing the most expensive thing a working family can do. You borrow against your future at credit card interest rates while you are sitting on a six-figure retirement balance you are not allowed to touch. That is the trap. You look rich on paper and you feel broke in real life. So the first rule of the correct funding order is simple. Liquidity comes before lockup. Always. Point 2. There is a funding order, and skipping straight to the max means you skip free money and cheap tax breaks. This is the part Wall Street will never put in a clean little graphic for you, so write this down. The correct order is not complicated. It just is not profitable for the people selling you the products, which is exactly why you have never seen it laid out plainly. Step 1. Build a real emergency fund first. 3 to 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account where you can reach it in 24 hours. This is your shock absorber. Without it, every other step collapses the first time life hits you. Step 2. Capture your full employer match in the 401k. Read that twice. The match, not the max. The match. If your company puts in 50 cents for every dollar up to 6% of your pay, that is an instant 50% return before the market does anything at all. Nothing else in finance pays you that fast. You contribute exactly enough to grab every penny of that match, and then you stop. Step 3. Now you pause the 401k and you fund a Roth IRA instead. In 2026, you can put in $7,500 or $8,600 if you are 50 or older. Why pause the bigger account for the smaller one? Because the Roth grows tax-free, comes out tax-free in retirement, and gives you flexibility a 401k never will. You pick the funds. You control the fees. You are not stuck with whatever overpriced menu your employer handed you. Step 4. If you still have money left after all of that, now you go back and push your 401k toward the max. In 2026, the full employee limit is $24,500. The max comes last, not first. See the order? Emergency fund, then the match, then the Roth, then the max. Most people do exactly one thing. They slam money into the 401k max and skip every smarter step in front of it. They are not investing. They are just obeying a habit nobody ever checked. Point 3. The 401k itself can quietly bleed you through fees and a tax bill you forgot was coming. Here is the second half of the problem, and this is where the $300,000 actually disappears. Your 401k is not free. A lot of plans carry administrative fees, and the funds inside them carry expense ratios. 1% a year sounds like nothing. It is not nothing. Over a full career, a 1% fee can eat a quarter of your final balance. You did the work. The market did the growing. And a fund manager you have never met quietly skimmed a six-figure slice off the top, year after year, while you celebrated maxing out. Then comes the tax bill. A traditional 401k is not tax-free money. It is tax-later money. Every dollar in there is going to be taxed as ordinary income the day you withdraw it in retirement. People brag about a $1 million 401k. But if a big chunk of that is owed back to the IRS, your real number is a lot smaller than the statement says. You do not own all of it. You are holding it for the government. This is why a smart funding order mixes account types on purpose. Some money taxed now through the Roth, some money taxed later through the traditional 401k, some money with no special rules at all in a regular brokerage account, so you have full access at any age. That mix is what real retirement tax planning looks like. And it is the difference between keeping your money and renting it from your future tax bracket. Point 4. Do this instead. The funding order that quietly adds $300,000. So here's the move. The strategy smart money runs while everyone else just maxes on autopilot. First, protect your liquidity. Get that emergency fund fully stocked before you chase any retirement number. Cash you can reach is what keeps you out of high-interest debt when the cycle turns, and the cycle always turns. Second, never leave the match on the table. That is free money and an instant return you cannot get anywhere else. Grab all of it. Third, fund the Roth before you fund the max. Tax-free growth, real flexibility, lower fees, your choice of investments. In a world where nobody can promise you what tax rates look like in 30 years, having tax-free money waiting for you is power. Fourth, watch your fees. Check your expense ratios. Pick the lowest cost broad funds your plan offers. A fraction of a percent saved every year, compounded across a career, is tens of thousands of dollars that stays in your name instead of theirs. Fifth, only after all of that do you push toward the $24,500 max. And here's one more thing for 2026 you need to know. If your wages last year were above $150,000, your catch-up contributions now have to go into a Roth account. The rules are shifting under your feet. The people who read the fine print keep their money. The people who just auto-pay the max do not. Now stack it up. The free employer match you never skipped. The tax-free Roth growth you started earlier. The fees you refused to overpay. The flexibility that kept you out of penalties and high-interest debt. Run that across a 30-year career, and the gap is not small. It is real. It is six figures. For a lot of working families, it lands right around $300,000, and the wild part is you did not save one extra dollar to get it. You just put your dollars in the right order. That is the entire secret. Same paycheck, same effort, a completely different retirement. The 401k was never the problem. Maxing it first, blindly, before the smarter steps, that is the $300,000 mistake. So stop maxing on autopilot. Stop confusing a habit with a strategy. Build the order. Protect the cash. Grab the match. Fund the Roth. Crush the fees. Then, and only then, chase the max. That is how working families quietly close the gap on people who started with more, not with a bigger paycheck, with a smarter sequence. If this changed how you see your own retirement account, do me one favor. Subscribe and turn on the bell, because the next breakdown could be worth even more to your family than this one. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial, tax, or investment advice. Everyone's situation is different. Speak with a qualified professional before making decisions about your retirement accounts. As always, stay focused, stay consistent, stay elite.